Hello, I'm Laura McInerney, one of the co-founders of Teacher Tapp, and this is the Tapp Answer video series in which you get to ask us the questions for a change rather than the other way around. And this week's question is one that we have been asked ever since the app first started. We get asked it a couple of times a week, and it's this: why don't we have an archive of the daily recommended read available on the app? Those of you who use the app will know that each day you get 3 questions, and at the end of those questions, as a reward, there's the daily tip, which is a recommended blog read to help you with your professional development. But we also know that many of you are very busy. So you might be answering the questions, think I'd love to read the blog, but actually you don't have time. You plan to come back to it later, but the next thing you know, the 24 hours has got away with you, 3:30 hits, the questions have gone, the daily recommended read has changed, and oh no, you're never going to get to read it. So quite rightly, many of you ask, why not have a feature available where you could go back and look at what those recommended reads were from the day before or the week before? It's a very good question, and there is a reason why we don't do it. I promise that's not just us being mean. When we created Teacher Tapp, we wanted to build something that was small, that was lightweight, and crucially, which didn't take up much memory. Most teachers don't have expensive phones. When you're throwing them around in school, you can't really afford to. And so many people don't have a huge amount of memory. We wanted the phone to be inclusive, regardless of what type of phone you had, and so we made a decision. There would only be one set of questions on there each day and one set of tips. And because of that, we simply can't have an archive, even though we would really like to. In the future, if memory becomes more accessible, we might, but for now, it's one set of results and one tip. But here is what we have created to help you out. Every week, the recommended read on a Monday is our weekly blog, and the blogs are always available at www.teachertapp.co.uk/blogs. Now, at the bottom of each week's blogs, we also put links to all of the week's previous tips. So if you do miss one, go back to the week's blogs, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and boom, you will find it in the list. Now, in doing so, that helps us keep the app nice and light, but it also means that you're still able to miss up on anything you've missed out. If you're subscribed to our weekly newsletter, you'll also find each week that in your email inbox in our newsletter, you've got a few results, but we also give you the top 3 most read tips of the week, so you can catch up on anything that was particularly popular, even if you've missed out on it already. To sign up to the email newsletter, we do ask you periodically on the app, so watch out for it, tick yes, and it will be there with you each and every week. Hopefully then you can see that it's not that we're terrible tyrants who want to keep you from your reading. What we're trying to do is to keep the app nice and light. If you'd like to ask a question for a future Tapp Answer series, do let us know. You can send us questions via the app feedback, that's in the top left corner of the app, or do send us a message on social media. We're particularly partial to Twitter, and our account is @TeacherTapp. Until next time, goodbye.